Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a DCU roundup video. We got a bunch of comments from James Gunn confirming lots of things in regards to DCTV and the DCU. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so as usual, James Gunn has been very active online, especially on Threads. We're going to be reading through a lot of interesting questions that some fans asked him, and he basically replied to them being quite honest. So let's go ahead and get into it because we got quite a few to break down and we need to break down everything to do with each comment. So a year later, does it look like more projects will enter the chapter, or did the strikes ensure that wouldn't happen? That is the first question. James replies, some things have shifted around. Some projects now earlier, others later, and other new projects are being developed. Like I said from the beginning, we are going to put things in production based on when we have a great script and nothing else. And luckily, we've had some great scripts take us by surprise. So there you have it, that is James confirming that things have changed. As we have presumed recently, projects have shifted, different projects will come first, different projects will come later, just based on the way that things are. As he says, the scripts are the most important things in terms of those projects going into production, and whatever project has a script first is going to go into production first if he believes, and if Peter Safran believes it's a perfect project for the DCU and what they're trying to build. And so what projects could have moved earlier? Well, I think the main one is Supergirl. I think they've realized, okay, this is going to be a really important character for the DCU and we've got to introduce her in Superman Legacy, and now that they decided to do that, I'm pretty damn sure that Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is going to come earlier than originally expected, because if you look at that original timeline that you released, it looked like Supergirl would be coming later and Batman will come first, but no, it's probably going to be the other way around. And so James also confirms that he's had some great scripts take them by surprise that they might include in this first chapter of the DCU. So that doesn't mean that all the projects that they announced already are going to be the only ones that are in chapter 1. And so yeah, that's very exciting. I don't know what projects they could have been pitched and that they really like, and maybe the script is being worked on right now, but let's just hope it's some really interesting characters and hopefully they get a good kind of twist on the comic book storylines that they're probably going to be adapting. But for now, let's move on to the next topic. And so this is in regards to the Batman film, well, not the Batman, but Batman Brave and the Bold in the DCU. So there was a scoop recently from Charles Murphy, and he basically said, what's the next major DCU role the bosses are looking to cast? Hearing that agencies are anticipating a casting call that will be going out very soon, and that DC Studios will be firing up the bat signal. Now, I haven't followed this one as closely as possible because I have been on holiday whilst all of this was coming out, so I apologize if I don't have all the information, but as always, take this with a grain of salt. This is merely a rumor. This is something that this person has heard and has claimed this is real. Now, scoops don't always turn out to be true, but if it is true, that's interesting that the bat signal could be firing up for casting, and that would obviously mean that the script is being worked on and it's at a good stage. Now, this isn't 100% confirmed, so I don't want to delve too deep into this, but this kind of gives me a good place to start and continue with Batman, because the next question is it true that The Brave and the Bold will only be released after the end of Matt Reeves' Bat trilogy? Now, James Gunn simply replies no, full stop. And so I think this is a little bit of a ludicrous question, because why would they wait for 2 Batman films when they've not even started filming the second one to release Brave and the Bold? Because Brave and the Bold naturally is going to be a big film for the DCU because it's a Batman project, and it just makes sense that it would be at least one of the first projects. So whether it's the 3rd or the 4th film, fans are definitely really excited for the project, so I see no reason for them to wait until Matt Reeves has finished the Bat trilogy. Like, that could literally be forever, that could be years, because they haven't even started filming the second one, let alone gone into post-production and releasing the film presumably next year. I don't know when the actual release date is, but then you would have to do another film, and that would take more years. So Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense to me, but fair enough for asking the question. James Gunn confirms no, Brave and the Bold is going to come before the end of that trilogy. Okay, so the next question is, will directors have some input on the trailers as well? Matt Reeves, I think, was very involved in doing the first teaser for the Batman, and it was amazing. James Gunn replies, yes, for sure. I haven't had a trailer release that I didn't have a lot of say in since my first film. It's something that he's really used to as a filmmaker, so why wouldn't he give the filmmakers that obviously are going to be directing the films that kind of control, if that's the kind of control that he likes to have when making films. So fair enough, I think this is going to be really good. I hope James makes a really good teaser for Superman Legacy when they release that first teaser trailer, and I'm definitely sure he's going to do one, or at least a photo. And so in terms of those other projects that, you know, have other filmmakers involved, like James Mangold for Swamp Thing, clearly they're going to have some control in terms of the promotion, so that's really good to hear. But as I've said before in regards to Superman Legacy and them starting in March, that means that you're going to get a potential teaser trailer or a teaser poster revealing the Superman suit very, very soon. Like, we literally probably have about a month or probably even 3 weeks until that would happen. So I'm not saying it's 100% going to happen, but it just makes the most sense because James seems to want to control the narrative, and that's why he's like so active online, just answering fans. So I'm pretty sure he's going to want to reveal the suit to the public in the best way possible before they actually get leaked, because they are going to get leaked, as I've said many times before, when you're filming out in public, like they're definitely going to do for Superman Legacy, because it's such a big project that, you know, Superman has to be out there and you have to have that kind of realism rather than just like keeping it all in house, keeping it all kind of secluded. That just makes no sense to me. But let's move on to the next topics. The next topic is in regards to Peacemaker. So James Gunn has confirmed that Peacemaker Season 2 is finished. He has finished writing it. He's been writing this for a long time. He's been working on it alongside working in pre-production for Superman Legacy. That is super exciting. That's a big DCTV show that is returning. Now, of course, it's going to be linked into the DCU, so I'll be curious to see how involved it is and if it addresses anything from the past DCU world that it was in. But yeah, that is obviously a big step forward for the DCU. Peacemaker is going to release at some point after Superman Legacy, or at least he's going to shoot it after Superman Legacy. I don't know what's going to come first, but I presume Superman is going to be their priority. And then now that the writing is done, they can kind of look over it, they can, you know, get some people involved, and they can prepare for Season 2. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to like really get started right now, despite him actually finishing it. But yeah, it's great that he's confirmed he's finished it, and he's been working really hard on it, so I think it's going to be a good season. Okay, so the final question of today's video, this is how the question goes. You said you'll address the universe shift between Peacemaker seasons. So the new DCU is a loose continuation of the universe where Peacemaker Season 1 occurred, ? A Flashpoint-like event shifted the Season 1 universe into the DCU, with some elements changed and others unchanged. So like Peacemaker is unchanged, and then other characters that have appeared in the DCU in the past that Peacemaker have interacted with, or maybe not even interacted with, is basically completely changed. Or will Peacemaker Season 2 / the DCU be a completely distinct universe from Peacemaker Season 1, Snyder and Hamada universe, with no past or current links whatsoever between the two? James says, all I can say is what I've said before. Canon starts with Creature Commando / Superman Legacy, full stop. As to how Peacemaker fits in, you'll have to wait for that. But the first season is worth watching for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, those reasons are going to be like properly explained in Season 2. He doesn't necessarily address the universe shift here in his reply, but that's because, you know, they are restarting. It is a reset, despite him keeping some characters and continuing some projects like Peacemaker. But canon will start with Creature Commandos and Superman Legacy, so you will start seeing familiar characters played by different people, and different storylines will play out, and you're just going to have a few familiar faces like Peacemaker, Waller, some of the Suicide Squad members, and that's because James has been involved in that. And so that's his answer to this question. It's actually a very good question. We'll have to wait and see how the universe actually shifts and how it's addressed by James. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to my latest video. And so I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.